Happy Friday. I'm thinking what day it was. I can imagine you all are with me on that we lose track of days, don't we? I'm like always confused about my days. I wanted to talk about connecting today and connecting to your kids and your family. And, family is not always our blood. Family is our friends, the people that really we have connected with over our lifespan. I have a friend of mine right now that I've been friends with for 5 years. We're very connected now, even for 5 years. Since we were 5 years old, we've been best friends. Another best friend of mine I've known since we were 2 years old. So keeping these connections alive is vitally important. And connecting your kids is more important than ever. It's always important. But now with all this craziness going on, it's really important to connect now. So I want to give you 5 ways that you can connect with the people you love, regardless of who they are, but especially your children, as we celebrate the International Day of Families. First, before we get started, I want to tell you who I am. I want to welcome you live to the show. Please say hi and put your names in the chat stream. I also want to welcome you if you're on the replay, and if you're watching the replay, give me a hashtag afterparty. Always good to have you on, and thank you for joining. If you're on Periscope or YouTube, you can comment now as well as Facebook. And you can comment on the replay except for Periscope. Periscope, you can certainly still share this out and really get everybody connecting even more now. Okay. So who am I? I'm Celia. I'm a family empowerment coach simply because we're raising adults, not children. So I created Pumped Up Parenting. I also am the founder of FunFit, which I created back in 1987. It's a family fitness program. I have 5 kids of my own. 2 I gave birth to, 3 I gained through marriage, 8 soon to be 9 grandchildren. I'm the author of Taming the Toddler, the ultimate parenting manual, which should be available to you all within the week. All right, so let's get started, guys. Let's get started on making connections. And I just want to make sure I'm feeding out live to all of you. So just give me 1 second. I just want to make sure I'm live. Yes, because very often I assume I'm live, but I'm not. So I am. Give me a hello in the comments. I'd love to say hello back. And let's talk about how we can connect with those we love. Number 1, I want you to utilize all the different methods there are out there that you can connect with. Now, I'm leaving my window open because the birds are singing and I love to have birds singing. So if you hear them singing, that's why. They're in the background making noise, talking along with us. Now, there are so many ways you can connect with your loved ones now that we're in this whole kind of quarantine situation. They're letting us out a little more, and you can still connect. But please be safe, and please be sure to utilize, your masks and your gloves. And Hi, Facebook user. I'm not sure who you are. Put your name in because in this program, it streams up Facebook user. Sometimes it doesn't, but I'm not sure who's on with me. So put your name in so I can say hello back. Okay. So make sure you're using your mask, protective, social distancing, all of that. So you can do that in cars. You can do that with your family. You can, stay that social distancing and make sure that you're using protection. You can use Zoom. You can use Facebook Lives. Now you can even go live in groups like you would in a Zoom situation. And Messenger, all kinds of ways that you can connect with the people that you love and miss, because we all love and miss our family and our friends. Now, let's talk about when you're with your children or your family, how can you connect with them? Number 1, be sure that conversation, whether it's talking about something that happened or it's just talking about, being proactive for something that you want to maybe set a consequence for or really take action on. Do it when things are calm. Don't try to talk to your children when they're upset, they're throwing a tantrum, you're upset. Don't ever do it when you're yelling and shouting to each other, because basically, guys, you're going to create a screaming match. You're not going to discuss anything that really gets absorbed into the brain and that is really constructively talked about. If it's not calm, forget it. They're not going to remember half of what you say. You're not going to remember half of what they say. So if you really want to be proactive and accomplish something during this discussion, be in a calm environment. Be where it's not chaotic. A lot of people aren't running around. Maybe you have to turn off your distractions like TV, like your phones. You want to start really listening. Listen to your kids. Listen to someone you're speaking to. Don't just interrupt. Don't just jump in. Don't judge. Don't criticize. Listen with your eyes. That means you are looking at that person just like I'm looking at you. Okay, that's number 2. So discuss when you're calm, listen with your eyes. And I really want you to start taking these tips to heart so that tonight, maybe you can actually do a little better of communicating and of listening with the people you love. Next, for children, guys, start offering, hi Liliana, start offering choices where negotiable opportunities present themselves. So you don't want to give a child a choice when something's non-negotiable, like, do you want to go to bed and it's bedtime? There's no choice there. So why are you asking them? Because if they're going to say no, then what? They have to go to bed, or they have to brush their teeth, or they have to take a bath. The negotiable part of that is, what pajamas do you want to wear? Do you want to wear Spider-Man, or do you want to wear, dinosaur? Do you want to wear a pajama, a one-piece pajama outfit, or do you want to wear your shorts? What do you want to wear? That's negotiable, not the bedtime. Bedtime is bedtime. We go to bed. Don't give a choice if one of the options of that choice is yes or no, and if no is not an option. Don't give that choice. If you're asking them something and you want to give them a choice and it's a non-negotiable, you can say yes or yes. Yes, good, great answer. But mainly your choices need to be with negotiables. And, and if this is hitting home for you, if this is helping you, give me a thumbs up in the chat screen. I just want to make sure that we're connecting here. Okay, number 3. Or are we on number 4? We're on number 4. 5 tips, 5 ways. Look for the good in your children, in your coworkers, in your relationships, in your spouse, in your significant other. Look for the positive. Don't just focus on the negative. And when you notice good stuff, point it out, bring it up, mention that you noticed how great they were helpful to you in setting the table. How nice it was that your husband decided to put the kids to bed for you when maybe normally you do. How helpful it was that your wife made a wonderful dinner. Thank her for dinner, even if she makes dinner every single night. Notice it and be appreciative and grateful for it. So notice the good in your kids, notice the good in your relationships, point out that you noticed that good, because it is very common that as we go through the day, we have 3 hours, everything's running smooth, and all of a sudden, 2 siblings start fighting with each other, and that's when they get your attention, because they're fighting, but they've been great for 3 hours and you haven't said a thing. Notice the positive in your relationships. And last but not least, spend one-on-one time with your kids, or one-on-one time with your spouse or your significant other, or one-on-one time with your friends. Just pick a friend you haven't talked to in a long time. And if you can't be with them, do a Zoom chat with them. Say, hey, you know what? Pick up Messenger. And instead of just sending a message, you can even say a spoken message on Messenger, or you can just push call and call them face to face. Don't do everything by text. Talk to that person. Let them hear the smile in your voice. Let them hear that you're happy to hear them back. Let them know that you're excited to make this connection, not just text. Hey, how you doing? Isn't it nicer to get a phone call? That gets lost a lot these days. So when you miss a friend that you haven't seen since this whole craziness started, instead of just sending a text, pick up the phone and say hello and let them hear your smile and your joy that you're talking to them. Okay, guys, so those are my 5 ways to help you communicate a little more with your friends and family on this International Day of Families. And I hope this helps you connect. Talk when it's calm, not when it's crazy and chaotic. Listen with your eyes, turn off the distractions, offer choices to your children when the negotiables present themselves. Always look for the positive and make a point to comment on how well they're doing, whoever they are, and reach for that one-on-one time, even if it's for just 10 or 15 minutes. So I hope you appreciate these tips, and I hope you put them into action. And if you're on Periscope or YouTube, I'd love you to jump over to Facebook and join our Pumped Up Parenting group. You can find lots of tips in all places and on YouTube. I'd love you to subscribe, push the button below and subscribe and join lots of other families that are getting lots of resources and our story time. Speak of story time, 7 o'clock every night, live on all these channels. So have a story, and that's Eastern time, guys, 7 p.m. Eastern time. So check out story time going on every single evening. And in the meantime, guys, I am here to ask you to really take advantage of this time with your kids, your family, your friends. Treasure these moments. Find the wonder of being together a lot instead of being aggravated that you're on top of each other. Really find the joy and really be grateful for this time that we have together. Focus more on the gratitude, less on the negative. And you'll have more days filled with peace, love, and fill those days with laughter. It really is the best medicine. Thanks so much for hopping on with me. Have an awesome day. I'll see you tonight at 7 o'clock for story time. Bye, everyone.